So hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are back again with another fan live stream. But this time we do have experts with us from Stepout. So I will be introducing everyone later on. But as you guys know, this is a must-win match for Afghanistan, and India just need a point from it. We'll be talking about all the aspects from the last match, when India played a draw against Afghanistan 1-1. We'll be talking about all these things. But before that, I would like to introduce the founder of Stepout, Mr. Shayak Ghosh, who he and his team will be giving us insights about the match, all the tactical analysis. With in the insights, over to Ishaq.
Thanks, Neeraj. I hope all of you are well. Everyone is doing well amidst this COVID scenarios. So to start with, let's give you everyone a brief introduction to Stepout. So Stepout is a data analytics company where we take data from football matches through AI, and then we decode it to meaningful insights, which are usually not interpretable by the people in footballing or the ecosystem, because most of them do not have the expertise of statistics or data science or machine learning, etc. So at many times we can see that even clubs have access to data, they're not able to draw meaningful insights out of it. So what we do is that we take the data and we then translate it into footballing diagrams, languages, etc., field maps, etc., so that it's directly interpretable for the viewers or the users who are using our platform. So we have already been using our analysis to provide an analytical help to other clubs. And we are also publishing reports for our fans who are always keen to know more about the game, keen to know more insights of the game. So with me, I also have Saptoshi, who is also a member of the founding team, the core team of our Stepout, and also we have Tanay here, who works as an analyst and whose work, I mean, we are totally dependent on him as an analyst. His work is really brilliant and it helps us thrive. So,
hey guys.
Neeraj, your mic is mute.
Sorry for that. Yeah, I just wanted to tell everyone one point that these guys are working really hard. I've seen their work. They were analyzing all the matches of Indian team. I've seen the work against Qatar, Bangladesh, and I wanted to just bring them guys up here, because I think interacting with the fans I think Tanay, Saptish and Sayak, they all can tell you more on this. So you can start, Sayak.
Okay. So let's just quickly take a look on the last match India had against Afghanistan, and let's just decide on discuss on what aspects went right and what aspects went wrong. So I'll hand it over to Saptoshi and Tanay to speak regarding the last match. So the match ended in a 1-1 draw, and okay, Saptoshi.
So first of all, hello everyone. This is Saptarshi. I try to work on the analysis part of this Stepout, but as Shaikh said, this is all a team game over here. Thank you, Neeraj, for having us over here. It's great to actually be here. And starting off, Afghanistan as a team is a very intuitive kind of a team. They don't, generally go out in a match with a static kind of nature. That is. So if we see Afghanistan's previous encounters, they had encounters in 2019, I'm speaking with, is with Qatar, with Bangladesh, with Oman, India. The Qatar one ended with a 6-0 loss for them. Bangladesh a win 3-0, 0-1, and Oman was a 3-0 draw loss again, and India, they finally drew with 1-1. Now, if we check this year's statistics towards that, we have Indonesia and Singapore. Those two matches were friendlies that were not well documented even. So Indonesia's match went in their favor in a 2-3 win, but Singapore's match again was a 1-1 draw for them. So they only played 2 World Cup qualifier matches this year. That is one with Bangladesh and the other with Oman. And Bangladesh, they somehow could only manage a 1-1 draw out of it, even though they were terrific in their attack and they were constantly hitting the ball throughout. But somehow Bangladesh, on their last moments, they just scored the final goal, and it was a 1-1 draw for them. and the last match, that is Oman, they faced. Now we have to see that previously they also faced Oman in the year 2019, where it was a 3-0 loss for them. But this year, if we see, it's Oman is a 2-1 loss for them. Yes, they definitely lost like the last time, but definitely there was a lot of more fight in them this year. And that is where we can actually see that Afghanistan constantly, modifies their game. Last time, if we see with Oman, they were playing in a very normal kind of a game. Their midfield were very much, working in the zone, and they were constantly attacking. But whereas if we see this time with Oman, their passing accuracy was not that high, like they were with Bangladesh. That was 87%. But with Oman, it dropped down to something around 73%. But still, they kept on their game in the defensive half, and they tried to stop the attack from Oman. But I think about the defensive structure, that is the defensive line, I think Tanay can give us a very good input from that side. Over to you, Tanay.
Sorry, I was on mute. Hi, this is Tanay. So talking about Afghanistan's defense line, even against Afghanistan against Qatar, they considered just one goal. Even talking about their fullbacks, they really are good in dribbling and in ball carries, such attributes. So. They also are really good, are really well involved in while building an attack for Afghanistan, like putting the crosses in the penalty box and making good interceptions.
Also, that I think we can mention is Afghanistan have a very strong defense line altogether, but sometimes they don't stay together as a line, or what they try to do is constantly stay at that line always throughout the game. Sometimes not marking the opposition players at times, that led them to many number of goals. Like the last match, if we speak of, that is with Oman, the both the goals, they were open goals. They were they were tremendous goals from Oman's side. The first one was a blinder out of the outside the penalty box, and the second one was inside the penalty box. It was a corner, I believe, that was headed out and then shot inside. That was, both of them were great shots, but the players were completely unmarked. None of them were marking any of those players. Only they were maintaining that defense line. That is something that India can, I think, intercept on. Whereas on the last time, now if we actually go back to India versus Qatar, India versus Afghanistan, as we were speaking of previously, Tana is one of the analysts who have already analyzed that game. So, Tana, what would you like to, add to that part from the previous game that you think you saw?
Yeah, I would like to add that Afghanistan is really good in small passes, 1-2s, building the play with small passes. So India might should go with more composed and close defensive formation, so that will help India to not concede a goal. Also, having good dribblers, Afghanistan having good dribblers, their wingers and even their fullbacks. So we also have equally good fullbacks who can track back and even who can tackle with precision, like Suresh Wangjam, who is really fast and can track Afghanistan's wingers.
I think Afghanistan basically has, 2-3 wing backs and, wingers, and they constantly overlap within themselves. That is one of the key points of Afghanistan, that their wing backs actually sometimes surpass their attacking wingers to get the ball and to get the ball inside the penalty box through a cross.
Right.
One of them, I think, we didn't yet get the news for Afghanistan's lineup, did we, Niraj, right now?
No. We do have the Indian lineup. Just after this,
Yeah.
when we talk about the Indian team, we'll be talking
Definitely.
about the
Yeah,
formation
sure.
and all.
But
Sure.
from the last game, there was, Umran Haidery wearing the number 17 jersey for Afghanistan. He was a tremendous right winger, and he can constantly, go and attack that place where there will be a countless number of attacks for Afghanistan, because they constantly play intercepting balls that will cut through the defense. And that is their approach, that they will cut through those corners and try to get to the penalty box. And not to mention their captain for the last games. I hope he's still playing, Farshad Noor, the jersey number 8 for them. Tremendous shooter, tremendous control over the midfield, attacking midfield side. He constantly get all the, tries to get back the balls from the defense, goes to the attacking side when required. A tremendous player, and he's a threat. He's definitely a threat, I would say. If I say anything else that is, would be more related to that Oman, because I think 2019's form that Afghanistan has drastically changed over this last 2 years, without any games for 2020, and then directly coming to 2021, their performance has very much decreased. And if you see their last 9 games, there were 2 friendlies among them, that is that Indonesia and Singapore. They only managed 2 wins. That is from 2019 to 2021. There were only 2 wins from them, and one of them were just from friendlies. There were 2 draws, 5 losses for them. So from that front, I think India holds a very strong mentality from us. And I think that we do have this time a lot of Indian differences that Shayak, what would you like to say about the Indian team?
Yeah, true. Like Indian team, the one we had back in 2019 and the one we have in 2021, and one has, there's a lot of changes, and all the changes are positive, because back then we didn't have Sandesh Jhingan. We have him now. I mean, if we had Sandesh Jhingan back then, we might have just won all those matches, because there were many silly mistakes from the defensive unit of India back then. But now we have Sandesh Jhingan. We have a great ball distribution player like Chingal Sana. We have a good midfield players like Glenn Martins. We have, who is always there in the midfield, troubling the opposition players, cutting down the lanes and all. We have Suresh. We had Brandon, but now we have a much better Brandon, I believe, after the AFC Championship experience. Then we have other players as well in the midfield, because like players like Apuya, players like Nazari. Then there are players like, so at this moment, Indian team, the last season of ISL did wonders, because there were a lot of good players that we got from the last season's ISL. In terms of attack, we have obviously our great captain Sunil Chhetri, but apart from him, we have Ashik Kunyan and Udanda Singh like we had last time, but we are not only dependent on them. Like now we have players like Bipin Singh, although he did not perform really well last match, but he's a good player. We have a very prolific winger who is Liston Kolako. We have a Manveer Singh, who is much better than the last time, and we have seen all the magic he has done in the ISL as well. So it's not just about Afghanistan's team, it's also about India's team. And I believe that India's team now has a lot of depth also, so that when key players get tired, maybe the side backs, or the full backs or the wingers, they can be replaced with another prolific player. So a lot of problems are not there for Eagles team as like we had last time. So I would like to show you a bit of analysis that we have done for the previous matches of Bangladesh against Bangladesh or against Qatar, and we would like to show a bit of glimpse of how our product looks and how we can use that data to interpret and create meaningful insight. So I think we should already start with how India is going to line up today. So
Yeah.
we already have the formation of India. Let's discuss about that before going into the details of
Sure,
the
sure.
analysis.
I'm sharing the screen share. Okay. So
Yeah,
okay, we have the experts and I'm the fan. So first I will be giving my opinion. What is the formation, and then I will like experts just correct me out if I be wrong at any point. So I do have this list with me. But two things I just want to say: Andrew Thapa is back and Apuya is back. We were missing them in from the last two matches, so they are back. So now we have good depth in midfield. So coming back to the formation, as we said, the number one Gurpreet Singh Sandhu will be there for me as always. But today, I think Becky is back and Zuzi's boss is also back. So I think we do really have, regular fullbacks. So number one, I think Subhash's boss will be playing at the left back. Sandesh, Sana will be there. Then we do have Sandesh and followed by Rahul Becky. Like that will be the four at the back for me. And two up front means two CDMs, I think, which because India have that philosophy of 4-2-3-1. India might go with that today also. So this five will be this fifth player for me will be what you can say, it will be Glenn Martins and the other will be Suresh. Brendan will be up front for me, and Ashik at the left and Manveer will be playing at the right and Sunil Chetri up front. This might, I think Sunil or Manveer might switch the positions or Ashik might switch. So for me, it's 4-2-3-1 or kind of 4-3-3 formation. So over to you guys. What do you think?
I think like you've perfectly displayed it for everyone over here. We also think this is the correct formation. Although India won the match last time against Bangladesh using a back three, but as we just discussed, Afghanistan are pretty very very strong in the wings. And if we had played a wing back like the last match, maybe Ashik, then while he was on attack, there was a lot of space behind him, and that could have been easily utilized by the Afghanistan wingers. In the previous matches of Afghanistan, we can see that they have made a lot of crosses, like very good crosses to the opposition penalty box, which resulted in goals or even like very good attempts on goals. So I think this is a good tactics. I mean, as far as our Indian coaches tactics is concerned, we would have like really this is a formation we would have gone with.
So Zach, I do have a
Also,
question. Yeah, sorry, yeah,
Mhm.
sir, please continue. After that, I have
yeah,
a question from a fan.
yeah.
Sure.
Also adding to this that it's a really good formation and will help India to secure a win or at least draw to qualify for the Asian Cup, because all India need is 1 point while Afghanistan is a must-win game for them. So having two center midfields, so two defensive midfielders will really help India to defensively.
And Surya, I
True.
think question is, a bit related to that.
Mhm.
Sanjay Jain is asking, what do you think about the Stimac approach today after watching this lineup? So what do you guys think? What will be his
So
approach?
actually today I'm relieved that we are going with the back four. So even for the last match, I mean, for the last match, the tactics were pretty okay because we had a number of chances created. The only problem we saw last match was converting them, like the crucial crosses or the set pieces that India got. So, but this time the back four, I was pretty worried when, like, not worried. I was kind of dicey when I heard that India is going to attack all out from the very beginning, and I thought, okay, this might get interesting. But now seeing the players like the starting 11 and like trying to assume what the lineup, what the formation might be, I think this is the perfect way. This is the way that India should go against Afghanistan because we have holding midfielders, we have creative midfielders, we have two stable fullbacks, we have a good center backs. I don't think that today Afghanistan might be that much of a problem. But then again, football is the most beautiful game because anything and everything can happen. So let me just share my screen and I will show you a bit of analysis that we do and a couple of recaps from previous matches and how it might help in this game. So I hope you guys can see my screen.
Clearly,
Okay,
clearly.
nice. Okay. So So let me just show you. So this is the Bangladesh versus India match, the recent one that India won 2-0. So as you can see, there has been a lot of chances created from India's perspective. They have created 10 chances and they have converted like 2 goals. They had a lot of good interceptions. The defensive actions were also good. They were successful tackles were on head to head. Interceptions were also good. And in terms of upfront attack, they had 13 shots. Out of them, 5 were on target. So India need to increase their shots on target. So this is also a key aspect because we don't see Indians launching shots on target out of the penalty box. We need more because there are players now. There we have Brandon, we obviously have Sunil, we have players like Anirudh Thapa. If he comes on, he can also take a couple of shots on target, and they have they are really good in taking shots out from a distance. So why not? Why not try that aspect as well? So then again, in the last match, Bangladesh were a bit laid back, and then they let India dictate the match, and so they completed a lot of passes last match. So let me go into a bit deeper analysis where we can get a flavor of how what went right and what went wrong. So as you can see, this is the distribution map. So here, so attacking direction for the left-hand side is from left to right, and for the right-hand side is from right to left. So as you can see, we have selected the best 11 players with the highest game time from the last matches and showing their data only. And if you want, you can like unselect them and see the players that you want. So currently we can see that there were out of India dictated the midfield a lot. So you can see short passes, they had 123. In terms of long pass, they had 204 long passes in the middle third, and they had a lot of they tried to progress transition from the middle third to final third. They made a 39 long passes in the final thirds and so on. So from here we can see that last match India has been able to like dictate the play, but Bangladesh were not putting on pressure, not making those crucial counterattacks and all, which Indian defense which would have troubled India's defense that much. But if we see the match against Qatar, just hold on one moment.
The Afghanistan team news is as well out, guys. So we do have that with us as well.
Okay, let's just finish this, wrap this up, and then we'll speak of the Afghanistan 11. So you can see in the last match where India let Qatar dominate, you can see Qatar had almost similar number of long passes in the middle third. But in the final third, where you create chances and score goals, you see Qatar had almost double or like almost triple the number of final third long passes. And even in case of short passes also, you see 77 short passes in the final third. It's almost 3/4 of their number of passes in the middle third. So if you are given the opportunity to dictate the game, you need to go up, go out, you control the midfield, that's all right. But then just controlling the midfield won't do any good. You need to make more passes, more number of passes in the opposition box as well, opposition penalty box in the final third, because those are the passes that will lead you to create more chances, and more chances means more number of attempts on goal, and that directly which directly gives you more chances of scoring goals and winning the match. So India needs to be more productive in the final third. The middle third game has been all right in the last match, but the problems were in the final third, where we can see that the teams have not been able to penetrate the low block of Bangladesh. But this time, since Afghanistan needs to win this match, so I think India will not face another low block, but they might have a lot of chance to go up front and play and win the match. So there's a new thing that we are doing, which is the passing network. I would like to just show you quickly how it looks like. So this is India's passing network for the last match. So these are all the nodes representing all these players, and the interlinked lines depicts the chemistry between the players in terms of passing to one another. So the thicker the line, the more number of passes in between. The thinner the line, the lesser number of passes in between. And you can see the ring outside the node. This shows you the accuracy of the players, accuracy in terms of passing. So this player has much more accuracy than this player, and so on. So here you can see, so currently this is Ashik Krunian, this player is Ashik Krunian. And if we want to compare and see what difference Ashik Krunian made, so in comparison to Bipin Singh, so let me just add Bipin Singh. So you can see Bipin Singh was, the problem of Bipin Singh was he was like pushed more towards the sidelines. And as you can see, Ashik's position was up front. Let me just add Ashik as well. So you can see Ashik's position was up front. He came into the match with the mindset that I will play up front, I will take passes, receive passes up front, and I will create chances. So this type of mentality we need. Yeah, Bipin Singh is a good option when we need to hold the ball and play safely. But when we need to attack, Ashik is much more important of a player. So today we will also have Ashik Krunian in the left flank most probably, and he will not play as a left back because we already have a left back option. Most probably it's going to be Subhas's goal. So again, we are going to see Ashik Krunian in up front in the left flank, and we might see a lot of crosses, a lot of key passes to our forwards, which might as well bring more goals.
Also, Saik, if we could see that for Ashik Kurunian, if you could see the ball carries are a really good phenomenon.
Let me just. Yeah. So you can see he has been picking up balls from the midfield throughout this region, and all his runs have been like towards the opposition penalty box. This is a crucial thing because when you're picking up the ball and you're making runs, you're carrying the ball, often you get pushed, like for example in this case of this ball carry, he got pushed towards the sideline, but again from here, since he has a good crossing foot, he made a good number of crosses. So the advantage with Ashik Krunian is that he can also go directly towards your opposition's box, and he can also go towards the flank and create more crosses, which is like more key chances to score more goals. And if you want to see, say for example, where Ashik has been receiving passes, so okay, so he has received one pass here, but mostly it was in this region in terms of short pass. You can see he has also received a couple of long passes towards up front and so on. So Ashik Krunian, choosing Ashik Krunian is a really good choice, I think, as per my understanding. So it means we will have more number of chances in the box. So one problem that that India really faced last match was, although they played a lot of crucial key passes and all, but the problem was in terms of finishing. So as you can see, so let me just show you Sunil Chhetri. So I'm adding Sunil Chhetri now. Okay. So you can see Sunil Chhetri is not the man who is right up front. He is like dropping down deep and he is interlinking passes. So, but as we all know by now is that he is the main person who might like score, who might convert all the chances he get. So I think Sunil Chhetri should be played a bit up today, like as a proper striker, because whenever you see in the last match, whenever there were counter attacks from India, there were crosses and all, Sunil Chhetri was not able to reach the ball at the right moment because he dropped down so as to receive pass, make the crucial through balls and all, and this restricted him towards like going up front and like getting it at the end of the process. Like only in one case we saw, which was from Ashik Krunian's cross, and that went right back into the net. So if we can have Sunil Chhetri more up front, then I think there are more number of chances of converting this crosses, because last match India created a number of chances, but the main problem, the main issue was conversion. So Sunil Chhetri up front is definitely like would be our preferred choice here, because we have Brandon, we have like players like Glenn or Suresh who can dictate the midfield. And Brandon is a very good player who can create chances also. So we don't need to rely on Sunil Chhetri to give the crucial through balls, penetrating balls, which are going to penetrate the opposition's defense line. We can rely on Brandon there. We can get even Anirudh Thapa substituted, who can also produce a number of great chances. And all we need is Sunil Chhetri up front to convert those shots. Okay. So right now, and one more thing I would like to discuss here is like India's passing. So this is the sense matrix. So this is going a bit deep in the stats, but I will explain how you're going to understand this part. So as you can see, so the players, the jersey numbers over here, these are the players who are making the passes. And these are the players who are receiving the passes. So say, for example, this 4. This 4 means that Subhashis Bose, the number 3 jersey, has passed to Sunil Chhetri 4 times. So from here, we can see, say, for example, players like Brandon. So let me just quickly go to Brandon. So this is the column for Brandon. So you can see Brandon, his maximum number of passes, 5 has been went to Subhashis Bose, then 5 went to Glenn, 6 went to Suresh, 2 went to Liston, 11 went to Chingal Sana. So Chingal Sana is a defender. So from here, what we can see is that, say, for example, Brandon, why Sunil Chhetri was needed to create those through balls, why Sunil Chhetri was required to drop back, because whenever Brandon got the ball, he was more involved in like passing to his defenders or to his fellow midfielders. So in this case, the ball didn't travel between the half spaces. So what happened is that Brandon got the ball, and then in most number of cases, he passed towards his defenders or defensive midfielders or his fellow midfielders who are also defensive in nature. So what we need to see is more number of passes from Brandon to players like Ashik, to players like Manvir, players like Sunil Chhetri. Because Brandon needs to do his part, which is the creativity. Because if Brandon is doing the creativity, because Sunil Chhetri doesn't need to drop back. He can stay up front and try to connect into the end of the crosses or end of the through balls. So last match we saw Brandon make a couple of good through balls to Manvir, but Manvir was not able to finish those. One of that was really a 1:1 shot. He could have lifted the ball over the keeper. Maybe in that case, if Sunil Chhetri was the player who got the ball, he might have just finished it, because the second goal Sunil Chhetri finished was excellent. It was a sheer control. He just lifted the ball over the head of the defender into the farther corner so that it's out of reach of the goalkeeper. So if Sunil Chhetri is in that region, in that area, receiving through balls from Brandon, receiving crosses from both the flanks, then I think it might be much more beneficial for Indians in terms of attack. And Brandon, I don't think he needs to think so much about the defensive or holding midfield stuff, because we now have players like Glenn Martins, we have players like Suresh, who are going to give their 100% in the field so as to like irritate the hell out of the opposition players, like cutting the passes, I mean, it can be a big of a comparison, but I really think Glenn Martins does almost the same work rate or the effect that N'Golo Kante provides as a defensive midfielder in terms of Chelsea when they're against a very possession team. So I know the comparison is a bit drastic, but for our Indian team's aspect, Glenn Martins can do that. He can take the ball from opposition, he can do interceptions, and then what he can do, he can provide it to his wingers through long balls or Brandon, where Brandon can be the link between defensive midfield to our forwards. So we need more number of through balls, penetrating balls, because last match when, let me just show you one thing. You can see those. So these are the through balls that India played, and all of them were from Brandon only. So no other players were able to play through balls. And if you see these plays, if you remember this plays, you should remember that there have been all these. So these green ones are key passes. So both of these through balls resulted in a shot on target, or at least an attempt on goal. So so but as you can see, compared to the crosses or switching players, etc., India has not concentrated much on making penetrating through balls, although they have the ability from the likes of Brandon. So here we need to see more crucial, because since Afghanistan will have an attacking approach, they might be pressing through the midfield. They might have a mid block rather than a low block. And in case of mid block, their defensive line is high. We have fast wingers. We have good through ball players, and I think really India should really focus on this aspect as well. And one more thing I would like to show you is the crosses. So you can see all the green ones, these are all key crosses. Let me just show you. So all of these are key crosses, and you can see a number of them were corners, a number of them were free kicks, and all of them were like received, all of these crosses were received by Indians only. So the Bangladesh, they were not able to defend so well in terms of like while defending set pieces. But the problem in terms of India is that although they have like well-built players now, like Sandesh Jhingan, then Chingal Sana and all, Sunil Chhetri obviously, but they lacked that fire, that finesse in that opposition penalty box. So today we need to see much more like more finishing ability from the free kicks, because when the Brandon is making a cross or making a free kick, it's definitely going to come into a very good location. And we have players who can finish those balls. And we need India to focus on this aspect as well, finishing corners from the finishing like set piece chances. And one more thing I would like to show you, like how India played as a unit, as an entire team in terms of the long passes. So let me just select the simple passes. So as you can see, India in this match built their game from the back. They went towards the wings, then they went towards their centers, and you can see all these lines. But the main problem has been in terms of transition. If you see their unsuccessful passes here, you can see all the balls which were direct balls played directly from the back has been unsuccessful ones. So whenever the Indian players try to play through balls, when they wanted to play direct passes right from the back, they were nullified. So this is another aspect we need to work on, because we cannot just play around their penalty box. We also need to penetrate through the defense. So that is something which was missing last match. Hopefully we are going to see this as well. So Tanay, Saptosi, you want to add anything?
Yeah, Sayak. So I wanted to add for Glenn Martins. If we
Yes.
could go to the players, and we can select the direct scene stats for Glenn Martins.
Yes. So you want to see? Okay, I'm just selecting Glenn Martins over here.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
So
defensively, if we can go for standing tackles.
Okay, let me show you in the activity field then. Okay.
Yeah.
So before you describe this part, let me just, for the viewers, let me summarize this thing. So this is the activity field. So so it's pretty simple. So you can see it's selected defending standing tackles. Here it is showing 1. It means 1 successful standing tackle here. It's showing 1 red. This means 1 unsuccessful standing tackle here. And so, okay, carry on.
So Glenn Martins is a perfect example for defensive midfielder. Like you can see, his tackles have been made, and even the clearances are at the right position that a defensive midfielder should be. Even the standing tackles are the most done by an Indian player. That is Glenn Martins. Then coming to Sandesh Jhingan and Chingal Sana. Chingalsana Singh. So both have been really good in their defensive roles, but Chingalsana, I have seen that he has made more number of better long passes into the final third rather than Sandesh Jhingan. So I would like to suggest that if Sandesh Jhingan can also involve more and put better balls in the final third, that will help that will help India to build better attack.
So these
And
are all Chingalsana's like these are all Chingalsana's long passes. You can see he is a center back and he has played so many balls here. He has completed 3 long passes in this region, which is just outside the penalty box. So this is a very good player that India has like we have found out. This
yeah,
is
we can
a
say that
perfect
is a
definition
modern.
of modern defend modern
Yeah.
center back. Carry on, Tana. I'm just showing long pass vectors how it looks like for Chingalsana.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of long balls from the back.
Also, if you can go to Suresh Wangjam, who also played really good. He made good trackbacks even for passing, and even for the if you could go to passing receive attempts. He has for the long balls. So he has shown his ability of taking runs. Like we can see how his long pass receive attempts are ahead in the for India, and how he helped India to build an attack and create better chances, and also for tracking back for the interceptions and standing tackles, he was phenomenal.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. Person named Aditya is asking, what's your take on Udanta? Can you show some stats of Udanta? And
Yes, sure. Okay, so Udanta Singh, these are his long pass receive attempts. So you can see he has been picking up balls in the midfield and then also in the right wing area. So let me just show you how his passing was. So you can see his passings were, as you can see all these vectors, the arrowheads are towards the back. So whenever he received the balls, he only made one progressive pass here, but rest of them were towards the back, towards the defenders. So this has been a problem in terms of like the and one more thing that happens to Danta Singh, he is often left a lone player in the right wing because India has a tendency to like play from the left flank to build through the left side of the field. Udanta Singh is often like left alone here, so he doesn't have much options here. So you can see whenever he receives passes, and then his long balls are also mostly towards the back or lateral. So we need a player over here who can create more chances from the position here. You can see crosses, so only one cross over here.
thank you so much, Syed, for that. Yeah. Yeah, please you continue.
Okay.
We are 20 minutes away from the kickoff.
Okay. So we will be wrapping up like within the next 5 hours and get ready for this very exciting match. So let me just show you one more thing regarding Brandon. So you can see Brandon is the one who is making all these crucial crosses as we just spoke. But in terms of long passes, if you just see over here, you can see Brandon has been more used in terms of switching the flanks. So he's been receiving the ball as a left central midfielder, then providing crosses towards the opposition flank. So making the balls like passing to Udanta most probably. And there were only a few progressive like transitional passes, but most of them were used in terms of like playing the ball in terms of switching the flank. So I think Brandon has more to offer here than just being used as a player who can switch flanks so as to like initiate a counter. And also like, let me show you Sunil Chetri because he is someone whom we just cannot ignore. So let me just show you one crucial aspect. So you can see Sunil Chetri, where you want to see him is up, not here, not receiving balls here. This means he has to drop back, drop down. But the current Indian team, he doesn't need to drop back. Even in terms of long pass, you can see he sometimes have come beyond his, into his own half to receive passes. And he's supposed to be the player who needs to like convert everything. You can see only a few touches like receives in the penalty box, not
I
much.
think we can show the activity field for better understanding of this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So these are the location he has completed passes, and these are the location he has received passes. So we don't want like this is the most active position for the passing receive person exactly. This region. So we don't want him to like move towards a flank or drop down. We need him to stay up front and finish all the chances. So I think Neeraj, should we wrap up then? It's almost 7:12. I think we have like discussed a lot of points today.
I think fans really enjoyed, this expert
Hopefully.
insight, yeah, from Stepout and your team. But let's take questions from the YouTube audience as well. So, guys, if you do have any questions regarding the yesterday's match or how India will play, just put in the comment section. Moving on, I do have a personal question.
Mhm.
So the thing is, as we all know, that India need a draw just to qualify. Okay, but
Mhm.
and we all know that Stimac always surprises us. So today, as we can see, the formation is positive. To be honest, the squad is the starting 11 is positive. So in terms of result, like last time, we remember AFC Asian Cup against Bahrain. We defended full 90 minutes, one penalty, and everything, got changed.
Yeah, true.
Same scenario here. We just need a point, and we will be going to the third round of the AFC Asian Cup. So what do you think? What should be the mindset of the players as well? Because we know coach surprises us. The players' mindset depending upon the last performance. Because Bangladesh, they were having total dominance. Today
Yeah,
Afghanistan will come
true.
up. So will there be
True.
any change in the mindset of players, or they should play with the same mentality against like they played with Bangladesh?
I think today, like this is a very crucial test for all the players. Today they need to show the value they have. Like for as a defense, saying the two center backs and the full backs, I think they should be like more safe. They should not do like they should be more safe in terms of clearing the ball or like moving to like passing them towards the midfielders. But in terms of midfield, I really think India needs to do more creativity, needs more creativity, more spark in the midfield. We have players, Glenn and Suresh, who is going to like disrupt the opposition's midfield. But we need the midfield to have the attacking mindset so that our key players, the forwards, they do not need to drop back. And one more thing, our left back, who is going to be Subhasis Bose, and our right back, who is going to be Rahul Bek, I think these two players are going to hold the key because all the creativity of Afghanistan, they have it through the flanks and they're very fast in the final third. Like we saw it against Qatar, like how Indian defense were almost like we only Gurpreet. That is also like Gurpreet is there. So let's see. Let's be positive about this match. Let's hope Indians. I know they're going to like blade it all out in the pitch, and let's hope they finish the job.
One good thing, yeah, because we do have Thapa and Apuya back on the bench, so that will be
Yeah.
strengthening our midfield for sure. And we have a question from Indian Football Addicts. भाई ईशान पंडिता क्यों नहीं खेलता हमारे वैसे ही स्ट्राइकर नहीं बट ईशान को भी नहीं लिया so ईशान is also not in the squad so what's your take on that so no ईशान and we do only number 9 as Sulin Shetty and Manveer so if we will need any forwards if things goes wrong so what should be India's plan because we don't have any proper forward in our in our
I
bench.
really don't know why Ishan Pandita was dropped from the squad because like he definitely like even in the matches in the friendlies that Ishan Pandita played, he has that intent to go and press the defenders and whenever he sees that he has no other option, he takes a shot. We need this kind of like mentality from Indian players as well. And he has a great training. He is like very crucial player. He has been for FC Goa. I don't know why he is dropped, but I would have liked to see him like in the 75 minutes, 80 minutes. I would have liked to see him come on and
the super
do the
sub,
magic he does.
Mm.
Yeah,
we
the
have
super
seen in
sub stuff.
ISL. We have seen this in ISL. And one more thing, I just wanna talk about. Okay, I will take your question first, and I will talk about the Sahal topic because
Okay.
Everyone says that Vaya Sahal is not there. So before going to that, I do have a question from Bijit. So he's saying, what about Changte? He can be used too.
So Chante, I think the number of chances he missed in ISL, that is the problem. He's already carrying it as an image. But Chante is actually a really good option, because we have seen how he can do the creativity. He might lack in terms of finishing, but he can create a lot of chances, and he has like good ball control. He can dribble a lot. So Chante as a sub, yeah, sure.
And yeah, in the past time, we have seen Changte's left foot cross. That spin point, in past games, we have seen that. Yeah, and I think I'm able to hear my voice. Okay, the echo is perfect now. So now about Sahal. Why Sahal is not there? This is the biggest mystery, from the last three matches. All the fans in the social media are saying why Sahal is not playing. And today I will just put first my opinion. I will ask you all three of you. What's your opinion on that? What I feel is we know that it will be a 4-2-3-1 formation, but I think because this is Indian philosophy, Stimac Bottom. So Brandon and Sahal only one can play because they are like to like players, who have this creativity and who have that inch, what you can say that racking power is. They can put good balls in and they like to dribble pass. So that's
Yeah.
my take. I think only Brandon or Sahal can play. That's why, and we ultimately when I have Brandon and Sahal, seeing the recent performance of Brandon, I as a coach I will never put him on the bench. So that my take. So what's your
True.
take, guys? I need opinion from all three of you.
So, Tanay or Saptarshi, you have your opinion, or should I like just bombard like my opinion as well?
I think what Neeraj said is absolutely right. Yes, he's a great player, and if you compare him with other players in the pitch, you might think that he is a better player. But for the place where he can be put, I think already Brandon is playing, and he's kind of proven. That is what we can see. That is the experience is that is what Stimag is looking for. He's constantly taking experience into account. That's why Sunil is playing, and not Ishan Pandit as well. That is, I think, very clear from his views that he wants to go with full experience with the squad. And I'm not sure about the sub situation. I think that can be a part where the players like him can come in and play as a super sub role.
Yeah.
One thing, yes, yeah, Neeraj, continue.
Yeah, I was just talking about the substitution thing, and in midfield we have again. I will be repeating Thapa. Okay, we have Pranoy, we have Apuya, we have Sahal. You name it. We have all the likes to like subs available in the bench. So subs also will be. I don't know he will come or not, because right now also Brandon is there, and like to like first Brandon. I think Sahal can come up, and
So
for Glenn Thapa.
a major problem with Sahal is that, like, you see Brandon, when he gets pressured upon, he passes the ball, but Sahal has a tendency to try and dribble out, right? So what happens is that maybe when your team is on the verge of on a counter attack, or like all players are like on an attacking mindset, they're going up front. At many times Sahal get dispossessed, and which directly makes a chance for the opposition. A team like Afghanistan who thrives on counterattack, Sahal might be a self-destructive bomb. In this case, I think Igor Simas did the right thing by not taking Sahal, because he can get dispossessed, and then there's a counter, and then we have a lot of pacey Afghanistan wingers running directly towards us.
Yeah, and I think we can use Sahal as a super sub, because when the game because Afghanistan will go all out, and Sahal
Yeah.
has that X factor. He can dribble
Yes, true,
past 2 or 3 easily. I have
true.
seen him in past, so we can use that Sahal factor later on in the match. So Tanay, I will be coming to you. Tanay, so
Yeah.
the question from Aditya Devnath: what might be the reason for not selecting Beke today in place of Kotal? So Pritam Kotal is not there, and we have put Beke. So what's your opinion on that fact?
Pritam Kotal, Beke, I would like to say that maybe Beke is a really good option for right back. Pritam Kotal has mostly played as when India has played as three defensive players in their defensive line. but Beke is a better option when India plays as 4 defensive players. So maybe Stamak has selected Beke.
And I think pace might be, as
Yeah,
Sahak
also,
already
yeah,
told, yeah, because
True,
they
true.
have the Afghanistan have good attacking wingers, so the
true.
pace might be the factor. Who
True.
knows? Yeah, and someone says PIO player, so we don't have this thing on our hands. PIO players can't play for India for now, so we have to play with these players, and I think we have good bench strength and good starting 11 as well. So before wrapping up, because we just are 8 minutes away from the kickoff, I would like to know your opinions, guys. What's your thought of the prediction of the match? And in comment section, I want everyone just put your prediction. And just put the goal scorer name as well. Don't put the scores only. Just put the goal scorer name as well. So one by one, I will be coming. First, Sayak, your opinion, your prediction of the match.
I think like I'm getting a bit biased here. I'm always biased while predicting. So I think it should be 2-1 India.
And who will score for India? That's the question.
Okay. So all bets on Sunil Chetri.
So
And
based,
maybe I don't know, maybe Manveer. We are looking up to him for a long time now. Let's see.
okay. So before we're coming to I'll just go to the comment section. The match will start at 7:30 at Hotstar GOD. You can watch it, and I've given the WhatsApp group link above. If you are not from India and you still want to see the match and you want link, we don't promote these illegal links, but actually if you are outside from India, if you want to watch it, go to the WhatsApp group. There the people will help you out with the links. So yeah, Ganguly bro, what do you think? What will the prediction?
If I would have been biased, I would have also said clear 2-1. But looking from Afghanistan's perspective and India's, I would go for a 2-2 with both from Sunil from India, and if you're from Afghanistan, Sharifi, I would look out for, and Omid Popalze. Both of them are scorers from the previous two, seasons of plays. So I think I'm going for a 2-2.
Great. So Tanay, what's your take?
Yeah, I would go straight for 1-1. I guess, yeah, and Chetri would be the one scoring because looking at his form and everything, he has been the best one for us.
Yeah. FIF also put a comment from his end. Rahul is good with his ball and Podal is not that good with the ball. Yeah, I think that's also
True.
summarize that thing. Okay, so I will just read the comments. Aditya is saying that 1-0 Afghanistan. Sunil Chhetri will score. Bimal 1-2 Afghanistan. Sunny 1-1. Sunil will score. I think he agrees with Tanay on that point. So Biljit is saying goal scorer for India will be Sunil and Manveer. BG 3-1 Afghanistan. So that I think people are saying that we might concede and this might happen because football is all about 90 minutes. All the past stat doesn't count, to be honest. How you play on that day, that only matters. And for me, that it will be India might concede, but I will say 3-1 in favor of India, and one for Sunil Shetty, one from one way, and one super sub Sahal. I'm betting my my all money on Sahal because I think he will be the one who can score and make the Mannapada fans happy.
Yeah, hopefully.
You
I
have
hope you're true.
Anirudh Thapa as well.
Thapa,
I'm
yes.
more looking forward to Anirudh Thapa.
Yeah.
I've not seen him for a long while.
And I just want to put the end note on this. When we see the midfield, the three midfielders we have Suresh, Brandon, and Glenn. Like Sahal, Apuya for Suresh, and for Glenn we have Thapa. So we have the three, like midfielders also. So it's very interesting, to be honest. Let's see how things goes. I think Aditya is asking about Aditya. Sorry, Ishan Pandita. We have already talked about Ishan. So he's not in the squad. So it's gonna be really tough match for Indian team because if anything will go wrong up front, we don't have any savior. But let's see. The capital legend is playing, and along with Manveer and Ashik in the last match, he assisted a beautiful crossing. In the midfield, we are going with Brandon, Glenn, and Suresh. In the back four, we have Subhashis, Rahul Bekes, Sandesh, and Sana, and the goalkeeper and the goalpost. The man, I think the new Spider-Man for Indian football, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. So one by one, I will come to each of you. Just your end note about the match before winding this up. Starting with Sayak, your end note about this match, how things will go for India, or how India should start.
So India should start playing as a possession game, not just trying to go up front and attack directly. I think they should wait for Afghanistan to make the move and then they should go for the counters.
Great. And Tanay, what's your take?
Yeah, same. I would like to, say that India should ease on the game and not try to keep on attacking. Just keep their possession and defend well and capitalize on the whatever chances we get and whatever happened during the Bangladesh that we didn't score. This shouldn't take place again while playing against Afghanistan.
Saptarshi, what's your take?
I think Shaik just mentioned the crucial point. It will be a game of possession because we are not a very great team on counter attacks, that we can't attack on a very fast note, and Afghanistan knows this, so they will try to take the possession from us, and that's, I think, what we have to do, what our midfield have to do. Subhashish, Glenn, both are there for that purpose itself, and I think I hope we are gonna get the 3-1 that you're hoping for.
Let's see how things goes up. So thank you so much, Sayak, Saptarshi, and Tanay, and thank you so much,
Thank you.
Stepout team. So you guys can check them out on Instagram. I think Sayak will be better person to tell about Stepout a bit, where they can follow you guys. And personally, I really loved your work, and I'm sure Indian football fans will really appreciate the things you are doing for football in India. Thank you so much, Sayak.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Neeraj. So you can all follow us on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. We are there as Step Out Play. You can just go and search Step Out Play and you can follow us and see the work we are doing. That will be a really great support to us. We are trying to revolutionize this aspect of the game in this country. And thanks again, Neeraj, for inviting us, giving us this opportunity.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. So let's see how things goes off, and I hope that we will be qualifying for the third round of the AFC Asian Cup in this match only. We don't have to play that playoffs. Okay. So with all these things, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Bye bye. Take care. I hope for